Good morning, it's good to see you. Had to extend the visa today. Came into Denpasar to the immigration office, where once it was a painful procedure. Had to come in 3 times in a week. Now it's just a simple take a ticket, get your photo taken, and you're on your way. In that I'm in Denpasar, I thought we'd have a sneak around the streets and see what's about. Absolutely no idea where we're going. Of course, wouldn't have it any other way. There's a really big tall thing over there I might go and look at. Here's a water monitor lizard for you. I love Bali. The beautifully crafted soaring monument behind me is called the Bajra Sadhi, and it stands in testament to the struggles of the Balinese over the centuries. I didn't even know it existed until I was going to the immigration office this morning. But look, I'm not really one for monuments and obvious things, but this does look pretty special. I think we're going to have to pay for a ticket and go inside. The size of this thing is deceiving. As you enter into it, it just soars over you, and it's wonderfully carved. I'm assuming that most of it, it's blocks. Most of it's blocks. But the facade or the main carved parts, would it be out of basalt? It would have to be a volcanic stone, wouldn't it? I can't imagine it being anything else than a volcanic stone being blackened. So I'm thinking basalt. But we've got a special door. Door lovers, brace yourself. We've got a series of doors that I have no idea where they lead us to. But I'm one for opening any door if there's a promise of it going anywhere. But what interests me about these particular doors is they're markedly different to the ones we've seen in the past. While they're using the same colors, gold and red is very, very... Hello, how are you? Siapa nama Anda? Even while... hello.
Hello.
Have a good day. It's a surprise there's not more people here actually. Well, the colours are pretty typical. The designs are different, even though it has the components of the flowers in certain parts. These squares and the sort of angular boxes and lines, haven't seen that too often. Good start, something different. I also feel now I'm starting to get a bit of an understanding. There, what's your first step? Starting to get a bit of an understanding of the different doors now. Lovely water feature. Gee, I felt like those fountains in immigration. Ooh, it was a bit of a wait. Really needed a wee. And here we go. Another set of doors, same as the first. And this third set of doors are sliding. Pretty much the same design. And we come into what appears to be paintings of the past and history. I think that's what we're going to get inside here. Is just going to be a representation or an education to the Balinese struggles, their purpose, their culture. This is really deceiving from the outside. You see? Selamat siang Pak Kabar.
Selamat siang Pak.
Wow. Ini bagus, ya? This is I'm actually very pleased. I'm not drawn to these types of things. I have to say, I accept that they have value and that, but I'm a people guy, you know, so, but that may change. This water feature sitting in the central part of this structure is not just for the appearance sake of it, but there's that water, it's not overdone. And because of the shape, the bell, the cavernous roof, goodness me, where does that go? The sounds of the water is being echoed around, so you feel embraced almost by the structure in a physical sense, but also in a personal sense. Hearing that water reverberate around this description could become a little bit too involved. Everyone's going straight up, and I'm just going to take whatever door I see or whatever exit I see and see what it presents. I think each level is going to have a certain, yes, right. So here we have a more natural representation of Indonesia or Bali, and I'm not going to walk you through them all because might get a bit tedious, but I'll take one shot of, I like this. This depicts a typical scenario or scene from a Balinese village. Note the huts. There's one particular person standing in there dressed in white. Seems to be holding something that gives them some authority perhaps. There's the farm animals in the background, the dogs and the chickens that are ubiquitous, and the pigs that are ubiquitous to Bali. And looming over the village is that, whether that's a gung or Rinjani, well, it wouldn't be Rinjani of course, perhaps a gung. Sort of, yeah, what year would that be? Sagung Way interpreted Sagawala, seen as encouraging the spirit. Tabanan military troops, oh, it's troops, while commanding the attack against the Dutch army. Oh, well, that gives it a bit more weight, doesn't it? So this 1906, preparing to fight the Dutch. A lot of people don't realise that the Balinese lost a lot of lives here. Yeah. Look, I could go into that a little bit. I personally try to keep the vlog a positive, upbeat, motivating type thing. I'm not dismissing and the negative parts of Bali. Look, the view up here is pretty special. Right, I think I have to say, you have to come and see this structure, the Bajra Sadhi. This is, yeah, this is surprising to me actually. In the middle of Denpasar, it's what is it? Probably 500 metres from the immigration. If you're out here doing your visa, $10 Australian dollars to get in, and the people in the ticket office were asleep, so you could probably dodge that if you wanted to. I don't like dodging those things. We need, or they need, money to maintain the upkeep and keep it staffed and keep the grounds manicured. And this Bottle is somewhat different to most you see. Well, the most ones I see sitting out the front of temples. It's a little bit more grotesque, if one could be. It has more dragon-like features. It has that combination of man and animal wings. It's really, really good carving. I always wonder about walking around these places whether the viewer gets bored with it, you know, because a lot of people like the fast-moving aspect of vlogs, and I'm going to get out of the wind. Oh, one more door. The door takes the same pattern as the ones we saw on entry, except it's just not it's not painted. It's in its natural form with a bit of, what do they call that, resin or whatever you put it on that brings out the grain out the door. That's the problem with vlogging. You're doing it on the fly, and as you get older you drop words, you forget words. What's that process to the wood? Varnish. Varnish. No colour on it. Back in the central stairwell, heading up to the top, just to get a view of those columns that go down into that central water feature. It's also what, you know, it sort of resembles a coat of arms, but I don't think it's that type of thing. Doesn't depict or remember families or lineages or clans. Got some flashing light there, that's probably really horrible for you, sorry about that. Goes up a fair way. Oh. Well, here's the workout for the day done. It's actually a fair way up. It's actually a fair way up here. Ooh. Right. And we appear up here where everything's going to echo, so let's have a look at that ceiling. The colours in that black and gold are pretty typical, really, of what you see in a lot of these temples and what have you. The central piece, in that also typical red and gold fashion, flowers. Flowers are very prominent, and that's where the background noise is coming from. So we're now at the top of that structure of the Bajra Sadhi. What is it? The Bajra. And it's really a wonderful view. I don't know how old this section of it is, or how old the monument is itself, but we'll go downstairs. It's a bit echoey up here. And we're down again. I'll have a quick sneak around. It seems to be an area here where it's just offices, so I won't put my nose in there. There's that water feature again. Frogs, ornate frogs. I'm not exactly sure what that looks like. A big dinosaur egg. What does it say? It's a sarcophagus. Perhaps they are lending from the English sarcophagus, which would suggest there's something inside, burial chamber or some kind of human matter. You've got to be careful now what you can say on YouTube. They don't like certain words. Sometimes when I'm in these places, I put my photographer hat on and try to look for perspectives and angles. And I just found this one between, oh, this probably doesn't do it justice either. This really is the wrong camera for it. But there's a shot through here of a person standing there with a hat. You just need someone to come down, wait here for someone with a camera. You crop that. Once I saw it on the screen, it didn't look anywhere near as good as what I saw it in my head. Right, what else have we got? Representation of what you might consider ceremonial dress, perhaps. I like what it's made out of. It's a wicker type construction with the traditional headdress, and they're not sarongs, are they? I don't know what the ladies, I don't know what the Balinese call their dress. What is that? Is it a sari? No. So there's other areas in there, but it's got music, and I can't have any music on there. So there's certainly some lovely architecture, and obviously you get there's this huge sense of history attached to it and inside by what it's showing you. But the construction itself, like the one thing I like about Balinese architecture, even when it's new, it has this real weight to it of history and time. I find more with Indonesian or Balinese architecture and buildings that there's a real weight to it about the past, and it represents the people and the culture really, really well, I think. I won't bore you too much with it. I know these types of walkthroughs can become a little bit tedious for some people. I just heading back out. I like this prodigal here. I noticed on the way in, he's one of these guys, like, he looks quite calm and together, and a person that doesn't need to rattle his saber at all. You know, this guy's got plenty of power and plenty of deterrent to get you out of it. He doesn't need to sort of broadcast it. I like that understated manner in some things, but you can tell he's not a guy to be messed with, you know. Look, that's about it. Beautifully manicured gardens here as well. I do recommend coming in to see this. Once again, I'm not moved very easily by these obvious things, these monuments, but I like this one. All right, let's go find some people to talk to. I'm hungry. Oh, one more thing. Recently I've been getting a couple of comments, or a couple of emails even, about people who are questioning my choices, and they wonder if I shouldn't strive for a better life. A better, I don't understand the definition of what their better is, but I'd like to unpack that and just have a quick chat about that. I've pulled off a street, feeling a bit peckish, haven't had any breakfast today, so I'm going to come in and have some local roadside food, probably just a bit of nasi campur or something. Hello. Hello. Selamat siang.
Ya, siang.
Mau duduk di sini ya. Ayam nasi nasi campur ya. Ya. So nasi ayam. No, apa? Babi. Okay, babi ya. Sambal, sayur, ya. Campur. Nasi campur ya. Ya. Makasih banyak. Siapa nama Anda? Komang. Nama saya Wayne Komang. Bisa bicara bahasa Inggris? No? Okay. Sudah lama punya warung di sini? 20? 2 bulan? Ya. Baru? Baru. Ya, good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Bisa duduk ya?
Yes.
Terima kasih.
Minumnya?
Aqua ya.
Okay.
Bu. Hello, how are you? Oh, di sana? Ooh, it's hot out on the road. I don't think I'm going to go much further. I don't think I'm going to go much further into Denpasar because, to be honest, look, I've wanted to love Denpasar over the years, but I just can't. I just can't make that jump, that leap, that step towards doing it. It's a hot, cramped and crowded place with a lot of traffic, and it's no fun to ride around, for me anyway. So I'm going to have something to eat. I'm probably going to head back Sandhi way. Makasih banyak, yeah. And here comes the food. So what we have is we have some rice, we have some vegetables, and I don't know what that is, which I think this is a fish paste. That's some more vegetable, or is that? Oh, that's pork, and I think there's probably a little bit of pork in that soup as well. I think it's these warungs in particular that a lot of people get a little bit nervy about eating in. I can understand that, but the reality is, if there's people, I saw a couple of people coming out of here, a person walking in, the food's getting turned over pretty quickly. People are eating here, so I feel pretty safe. That's not to say it won't happen. If you're out here long enough in places like Indonesia, you are going to have some issues, you know, occasionally. But you know, a few rushed dashes to the toilet shouldn't spoil your holiday. Getting into the dish now, and about 4 mouthfuls in, you're reminded that you're not in a local tourist restaurant here. Like, this is chili full power local style. On my way back to Sandhi, I had to stop. It's my first big penjors since I've been back outside this temple. And for those who haven't seen these ones before, they're just spectacular. The colour, the size, the hello. They're just lovely things to have on the side of the road. I'm looking forward to watching the process of them being made. I've been looking out for them for a while. I found a place once where they were being made, but the place was closed up and I couldn't get in there, and there was no one working on it. But yeah, just a quick stop to see these huge penjors. I'm starting to see preparations for what I think is nyepi now. Permisi, ini untuk nyepi. Oh, maafkan saya. Ah, okay. I thought it might have been some type of thing ready for nyepi, but matap, awesome, yeah. But it seems that it's a funeral, and must have been quite a significant person that died, because to have the money spent to produce such things for a funeral there must have been some status for the lady. Excuse me, they burn this? Yes. They burn it, yeah?
Balinese ceremony, ngaben.
So somebody died, yeah?
Yes.
This lady here.
Yes.
She's very important lady, yeah? Very important. High, yeah? High class lady.
In the Brahmana.
Oh, yeah? And when will the funeral today, or hari ini?
Yes.
Hari ini, yeah. Makasih, yeah?
12:30 Porto.
12:30, yeah? Makasih, yeah? But it's quite an impressive. I guess it becomes part of a funeral pie, yeah. I'm not sure if they burn it all or not. But it doesn't matter what happens as far as progress goes, economically or materialistically, or the image of the place changes. You know, the culture is so deeply rooted in Bali that you know, it's just so nice to see this type of thing holding up a main road, and everyone will respect it, you know. I think I'm going to go back to Sandhi. I've tried to love Denpasar, but I can't. Back at my favourite little pastry place, now back in Sanur after a hot and messy trip through Denpasar. I don't think I'll be going back there too often. I just wanted to address something. I occasionally get comments, and I've had a couple recently, that sort of question my life choices. They're asking, you know, couldn't I do better for myself? And firstly, I want to say I have no negative emotions towards other people's comments. What other people think of me or what other people think would be good for me is not really any of my opinion, really. They're welcome to have their say. But what I do want to do is I just want to explain some things for those people who find that they might be sort of judging my lifestyle. Firstly, I choose this. My channel has an underlying theme that hopefully motivates or perhaps inspires people to follow their dreams, to do the things that they want to do. When I finish my videos with "I hope you're well and happy in life" and doing the things you want to do, this isn't a gimmick. Like, I'm trying to lead by example. I don't want to sound all I don't want to place myself on any pedestal or anything like that, but I am trying to do something other than the day-to-day goings-on of my interactions with people. I'm trying to motivate people and trying to help people get out there and you know, live their life to the fullest. I want them to get excited about life. But the people that feel that I could be living a better life, I wonder what that definition is for other people. My definition of a good life is exactly what I'm doing. I drilled down for a long time to work out exactly what it was that I would be happy to be doing for the rest of my life. And this is it. Like, this is it. I'm completely fulfilled by living and traveling in Asia and making videos about it. This is all I want to do. I'm so privileged and so fortunate to be able to have the capacity and the resources to do it. And now that it's self-sustaining, it's ridiculous to me that, you know, I'm just so very, very lucky. I guess what it also does, though, as well, it kind of, just to sort of hold a mirror up to the people that are making judgments about other people's life, you know, and I mean this in the nicest possible way. If you find yourself wishing people didn't live the life they chose, or hoping that they had a better life by your definition of what a better life is, if you want to apply what you like to everyone else, then could I suggest that you maybe have a little bit more growing to do as a human? Because, you know, we have no idea why people are in situations or living the lives that they do. We really don't know why people do what they do. We aren't in their shoes. We aren't that person. So to make assumptions like, well, you should be living, you know, in a nice house at your age with a pool, and you should have family and all that sort of stuff, like that's quite naive, I think, you know. I don't. It doesn't affect me negatively in any way. I really don't care what other people have to say. And if I'm going to put myself in the public eye a little bit, I've got to expect these types of questions, I guess. But I just wanted to allay any fears of those people that think that I'm sort of, I don't know, this is a last resort for me. This is, you know, a roll of the dice at the end of the line because I've got nothing else I could do. I'm quite capable and can do many things, but this is actually what I chose. This is what I choose. This is what I want. This is exactly the life that I want to live. We all have choices to make, you know. I think in life, I think it was, I forget where I heard it, but it resonated with me a fair bit, actually. Like, a lot of us are very privileged to have the option to choose our sacrifice in life. Nothing gets given to us for absolutely nothing. So we get to choose our sacrifices. So my sacrifice perhaps was to spend a couple of years doing this YouTube thing with no payment for it at all. You know, that was a sacrifice I was prepared to make. People that want to own a house and have a couple of properties, that their sacrifice was they had to work for 35 or 40 years or whatever. Like, we all have sacrifices in life that we have to make. The luxury and privilege and joy that we have is that we have the privilege of being able to decide what those sacrifices are, largely, you know. So yeah, for those concerned that I may not be living a better life, or have no wish to further down the track have a better life, you know, let me define what's good for me, and I'll allow you to define what's good for you. You know, expecting people to adhere to your type of thinking, or you may feel that this is worthy of your path, and to expect other people to want that as well, I think is a little bit ignorant, to be honest. I think, you know, this may be a reflection on what Western society does to us to a degree. From the time we're born, we're kind of fed down this funnel of education, ideas, and what defines success, you know, whether it be career, what suburb you live in, how you're gauged, your success is gauged by peers, and the emphasis and the priorities or the types of successes that we admire in the West, I think are often misdirected. I think our focuses and our priorities should be on other things. I think it should be about a lot more empathy, motivating people to be the best version of themselves. Your materialistic things just don't interest me. Like, I just don't, it's just something that doesn't resonate. There's a theory, now I am rambling. There's a theory, it's called the coastal migration out of Africa, and it's one theory on how the world was populated. And to sort of put a magnifying glass on me, I guess, if I was back at that time, I would have been one of those people that were in the first migration. I would have been one of the guys that wanted to look around the next corner, the next cave, the next beach. I seem to have something hardwired in my DNA that wants me to keep moving. And no, I don't believe I'm running away for anything. And if anything, I'm running to something. It's always been a part of me. It's something I embrace, and I refuse to sort of not embrace it anymore, because if I don't, then I have some issues, then I have some problems, then I'm starting to have to grapple with life if I'm not being truthful to who I am. And that's a gypsy, that's a wanderer, that's a traveller, that's the guy that's the Rolling Stone. And I'll stop with the analogies. But yeah, so look, trust me, to those people who are concerned about my life choices and why don't I have a better life, or do I have any plans for a better future, I'm actually really happy, and I'm sorry if that annoys you. All right, enough of me. We made it back home after a bit of a jaunt into Denpasar to extend the visa. Just wanted to show you the door that I go past every day here where I am. Looks a little worn now, but when this inlay, well, it's not an inlay, but this diamond piece here, when it was new, it would have been nice and vibrant, and it's a little bit different to the others that we see around the place. It's got this nice stone frame and some nice carving across the top of it. But yeah, I see that every time I walk out or ride out every morning. That's just about it for this one. As always, I hope you're well and happy in life and doing the things you want to do. We'll see you soon.